You're listening to Swinger University with Ed and Phoebe. Where learning never got you hot like this. Here are your hosts, Ed and Phoebe.
Hi, this is Ed.
And this is Phoebe.
Here we are, day 2 of the cruise, third day of our cruise series.
Yes.
Which was a little confusing writing the outline because of the numbers, and honestly, I'm not really thinking that hard while I'm here, which is great.
It's great, and too, the elevators have the days of the week that change on the floor, in case you forget.
Yes, for everyone who's super drunk and doesn't remember what day of the week it is and how many days they have left, they can just look in the elevator right on the floor.
It's awesome. It's a brilliant idea. Only on a boat.
Only on a cruise ship. So, yeah, yesterday's theme was Mardi Trois. So, a little menage a trois kind of play on words.
Yes. And everyone, oh my God, everyone dressed up so great. It was just fabulous. The costumes were phenomenal. It was anything from your traditional Mardi Gras to what the hell is that? It's cool looking, almost like Halloween.
Right.
Way off. And then the women who dressed like Carnival.
Yeah.
With the
Vegas showgirl style. Big feathers.
Oh.
Lots of beads and
butts.
Bedazzled and
beads, butts, and boobs.
Yeah. And a couple had surprises under their outfits where they weren't wearing panties.
Oh, yeah.
Just beads, which is very
so
fun
nice.
and exciting.
It's so nice. Oh my God, I'm so sexy.
Yeah, lots of sexy people.
And they had this event down in the promenade, so it was big and open, and it was like, imagine an outdoor mall, right? And so it was just people just going back and forth. There was reminds me of Boulder, Colorado, on Pearl Street Mall, where they used to have the mall crawl for Halloween, and people would just go up and down and up and down, just like cars would,
right.
But it's just people
doing the cruise.
You're just cruising up and down the mall. So that's what we were doing, just going back and forth and back and forth, and then more people came, and pretty soon it gets so crowded that you're bumping into people and you're apologizing, and then you're oh hi, what's your name? Oh, what's your name? Oh, what do you do?
Yep.
That's what I love about the crowds. Not that I'm a real fan of crowds, but the crowds pushes people together. With any good party, as you know, the more crowded the space, it pushes people together. It forces you to communicate and interact.
Yeah, we met so many people and introduced ourselves, and they introduced themselves because costumes are conversation pieces.
Absolutely.
And so you really do draw people out to talk and have that conversation with you because...
Right. And it was Mardi Gras themed, so people were handing out beads. So what do you get for beads?
And
you get a flash.
Automatic conversation starter, right? Because you've got to say, hey, I love your costume, show me your tits, and you get some beads kind of a thing, right? So you're forcing people to actually interact.
I know.
Not in a non-consensual forcing sense of the word, but yeah.
There's this one woman, she was so sexy. She was dressed rather conservatively, but she was super flirty, and she was giving Ed the eye, and she's like, so, I see you have beads.
Yeah.
And Ed only had about 5
I had 3 beads
on his neck. They're just decoration. And she's like, I do things for beads. And I'm like, oh.
Flashed me a boob. I made the connection finally and was like, oh, here.
She had very nice nipples.
Yeah, she did. She had nice nipples. She was having fun in a very kind of quiet form.
But like flirtatious and direct. It was hot.
It was hot.
Digging it. Yeah, she was
good.
cute. She was fun.
Who else did we meet?
Oh my god. So
we get to check off a few from our bucket list, so to speak.
Oh my gosh, we met everybody, and then we met some more podcasters. Yay!
Which is super cool. We actually feel kind of isolated being all the way out on the West Coast. It seems like most of the podcasters are in other parts of the world.
Yes. And so we ran into Saphic Swingers again last night.
Yes. Yep.
And then we ran into the two hot wives.
Yeah, we got to meet them for the first time. That was fun.
And their husbands, and then got to talk a little bit with them at the pool. Their husbands.
Yeah,
or one of the husbands.
Yeah, I think it was M's husband was talking to me, and we didn't get a really good introduction to them with, like what we were saying with Mardi Trois. Everybody was running around and mingling, and it was hard to have conversations.
It was a bit loud.
So we didn't get introduced to the husbands, but we'll make up for that.
Exactly. Exactly.
And Torrid Souls, were sweet girls. It was so nice to meet them and have a conversation with them.
Yes. They almost look like sisters. It's crazy. Maybe they are sisters.
Not that I know of.
Okay. So, and then Torrid Souls were there. And then we also heard that, and we met them.
We met Torrid Souls, right.
Yes,
so
we finally met them.
We've been playing Instagram tag with them.
Yeah.
They were in South Beach at the same time as us, and were like within 100 feet of them, but we didn't know
They were
them.
at the Bacon Bitch that we tried to go to. That was too crowded. But
they did. They weathered the storm. They weathered the line. They got in. They got their breakfast.
They recorded some video. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Nice little segment, and you can check it out on their Instagram story.
Yeah, and then we heard from them that there's another podcast here called Foreplay, and we haven't yet to meet them.
Yeah, we haven't run into them yet.
They're new. For us, they're new. I hadn't heard of them yet. And then, of course, Swinger Diaries is here, and we haven't met them yet. So hopefully tonight.
Yeah.
Everyone's here.
All kinds of people. So apparently the November cruise is the cruise to go on because there's so many people here.
Right. And so we'll paint the picture. We did a little bit the other day about, the kind of people that are here. You've got lifestylers, full lifestylers, no lifestylers, and everything in between.
Right.
All the different age groups, all the shapes and sizes, and different types of cultures.
It's a full buffet.
Full buffet. And so, where was I going with this? I can't remember now.
Interesting people, but sexy. So many sexy people.
So many sexy people. I don't know. Maybe that's the maybe that was one too many alcoholic drinks before my lunch. I don't know. I lost my train of thought, but that's all right.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the playroom.
Let's always move on to the playroom.
Yeah. So we went last night at about midnight, 11:30.
Yeah, about that time.
We're supposed to meet some people there, and we got there earlier, and then we left because we were there before them and we couldn't find them, so it was this hit and miss. So I guess we should have just hung out longer, but it was crazy full. I mean, I've never seen so many asses and balls hanging off of a bed as you walk by. It was crazy. It was like ass and balls, ass and balls, ass and balls, one, do, all the way down on all these beds. It was so funny.
All the beds were full.
I was like, he's got long balls, he's got short balls, he's got big balls, he's got small balls, he's got red balls, he's had brown balls, he has white balls. All the different balls.
All the balls.
It was kind of fun. It was like shopping. All the way down.
All the way down.
And of course, the dick was occupied, so all I got to see were the balls. And
yeah, you get occasional glimpses of shaft. But not a lot of shaft.
It was mostly buried in some sexy woman.
Brief glimpses.
Oh, God, it was great. So, unfortunately, we didn't get to play. We're still kind of catching up from our time zone change and the red-eye flight and a little bit of dehydration and just getting acclimated to everything.
The horrible hotel room we were in.
Oh, my God.
Just trying to get sleep and not sleep. And
did we tell you guys that there was a cockroach outside?
No, we didn't mention that, but
I wasn't going to, but I'm just going to. I did. I said it.
You just did it.
It was
you
gross.
Just outed the cockroach. Yeah, we opened the door to leave for breakfast, and there he was staring at us from the doorway, the door frame, looking at it. And this is not a small cockroach. This was a good 2-incher.
Oh, yeah.
Easy. This is Texas size.
Yeah.
Cockroach.
And it stayed there.
Oh, yeah, it was eyeing me.
Down the hall. The people were cleaning the rooms. They weren't really.
Right.
Don't ever go to this place. I'm not going to mention the name, but Odyssey. And then...
So, I think the cockroach actually looked up at us and said, "Are you looking at me?" And, of course, I kicked him down the hall because I wasn't going to touch him. But,
no, yes.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But he sat there for the rest of the time. Even when we had checked out and were leaving, he was still there. And the cleaning crew had been through the hallway. That's how bad.
That's how bad this place was. And it looked nothing like the photos. So, yeah, that was us, and it sucked. But that's okay. We had a place to sleep.
Yes.
And then Ed got a rash all over his body, and it was probably from who knows what in the bed. I don't know.
Some allergic reaction to the soap, probably. Who knows?
Yeah, poor Ed. He had to go to the medical doctor here on the ship and get some shot in
Which
your ass.
seems to be popular this time around on the cruise.
Oh, yeah. So I know we're not talking really about any sexy stuff, but we'll cover this one little emergency. So some poor individual had a medical emergency, and the captain came on and asked for people to donate blood.
Right.
And then and then they all, I guess, an outpouring of people came down.
Right.
And then later they asked for a specialized doctor on the boat if they could come down. So it was quite dire. And then the Coast Guard came this morning and whisked that person away to Puerto Rico.
Right.
So felt really bad for that.
So
individual.
it's been a bad cruise for
somebody,
for one group of people or one couple.
Yeah.
But what was really heartwarming about the whole thing was how many responses they got. Mm-hmm. And it just goes to show how caring this community is for other members within the community.
Yeah.
We're not only willing to share our wives, but willing to share our blood type as well.
Yeah.
And make donations and our time. So, there was a medical doctor that had volunteered to help, and that's amazing to be in a place where people who are willing to give so much of themselves.
Exactly. So, like we said earlier, it's about day 2 or 3. Like I said, I can't really remember. And we feel like we're kind of hitting our stride.
Right.
Because of the things I mentioned earlier about time change, time zone, et cetera, et cetera. Plus, we didn't come with a group. We know a few individuals here, but we're still hitting our stride. And we noticed that a lot of people have come with a group.
Right.
Some of them big groups.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a little intimidating. And this is what people call their cliques. And we talked about this before, about it being a negative thing. And I don't think it's negative. Honestly, I don't think they're cliquey. They just know each other really well. And they want to get to know each other. And they haven't seen each other for maybe 6 months or a year.
Right.
And so they really want to hang with those people and see them and engage with them. And that completely makes sense to me. But it is hard to break into those groups. But you just have to keep at it. If you can get one in the group, then
right.
one introduces you to all.
And everybody's super, super nice. And, meeting and introducing yourself to people is the best way to kind of break into that clique, if you will, that group, and start to have engaging conversation with them. And who knows what else will happen. If you really click, you could end up with some playtime with those folks. So don't be afraid to approach people, have a conversation, admire their tattoo, compliment them on their wife.
Right.
We had a gentleman come up to us today in the breakfast buffet. Well, let me rephrase that. He didn't come up to me.
No.
I wasn't anywhere near Phoebe at the time.
No.
But he walked up and just couldn't take his eyes off of Phoebe and had to apologize for being so forward, which he didn't need to do.
My legs.
He apologized to me for admiring my wife, and I was like, "Oh, don't, please. Admire her as much as you want. She is very much worth admiring." And then
eventually we
sat down and had breakfast with them.
Yeah, it was great.
And they came with a group.
Yes, they
So,
did.
There you go.
So now we know them. We'll see them later. We'll say hello, and then we'll say hello to their group.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So I do still recommend the 7-day cruise because it will take you those few extra days to hit your stride and acclimate to the temperature or time zone, etc., wherever you're coming from.
And just that whole decompression and getting out of your head, getting out of your mind space of work and day to day and kids and all of this stuff that's, that's
switching over to the fact that, people were talking about it today, and the guy at breakfast was saying, I don't have to use the same protocol I use in public when I look at someone's ass. I don't have to be shy about my head following her trajectory, right?
Yep.
He's
open
like,
admiration is encouraged.
It's just, and I don't have to be shy about commenting on it, like, nice ass, nice tits, you're gorgeous. Like, you can't do that in public, and it's so freeing to be able to do that here. So it takes a little bit of like switching over your brain.
Yes. Yeah. Switching gears. So this time we hung out at the pool a little more today than we did yesterday. Yes, I was actually presentable today.
I know. Poor Ed. Poor Ed and his rash.
Great news is I'm on steroids, and like the impact of the size of my pecs has been amazing in 24 hours. I'm getting a little more angry sometimes, but I haven't hulked out yet.
Oh, God. Oh, my gosh. The only difference about the pool is they don't have our fabulous master party MC. We think his name is Mike. I can't remember, but he always has the mohawk.
Mr. Mohawk Man.
Mr. Mohawk Man. Everyone
crazy
knows
costumes.
Him. He always wears the best outfits.
Boob slippers. He's got the, beads or some outlandish outfit.
And we love him, and we loved him on the 2019 cruise because the guy, I swear to God, had cloned himself and was everywhere. We talked about this. He was everywhere. I felt like he was my personal party guide.
Yes.
On a ship of 4,000 people.
And he's here, but his role is different this time. Like they're not doing the hype man thing.
I know, and I miss it. I loved it. He's like the mascot.
He's the face of the organization.
Is the face.
And they do. There's a couple other people who are more official, kind of mascots. They do the morning videos and stuff, and they talk about the day.
Right, but
and they're very nice. But you don't get the party sense from them.
Yeah, he's the guy that you can connect with because you don't know anybody else. So, you walk into a classroom and the first person you see, who's the person you're going to have lunch with that day? The first person you had a conversation with, right? Because you don't know anyone else. You know that guy.
Yeah.
So that guy made us feel super comfortable everywhere we went. I've only seen him once on the ship, maybe because it's too big, maybe because he's in a different role.
Yeah, and I've seen him twice. He was in a pineapple costume with his partner.
Oh yeah, that's
they were like head to toe pineapples.
That's cute.
And then the next day,
it's Mardi Trois, and he was decked out in the
yeah, he was decked out then. And we did see him near guest services too at their beads station, and he had his boob slippers on, so that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, we kind of miss him, and we miss the excitement
and the pool parties. They were doing all these parties and fun
little games and stuff.
And competitions.
They're not doing that this year unless it's in the solarium. But I haven't heard them announce that.
I don't think so because there's only hot tubs in there.
Yeah, there's that one central, like really large hot tub. It's like a big circular tub. I don't know if it's a hot tub or a pool, but it's definitely not like a swimming pool.
So we kind of missed the pool party games, but it could be the design of the ship because there are pools on both sides. They're like 4 pools, and they're split up by bars and walls and
a giant cavern of rooms down to the promenade.
Down to the bottom that you could see down. Yeah,
there's a canyon in the boat.
Right. So yeah, that gives you a little bit of insight as to kind of the layout. I heard that they're not going to use this boat again in the spring
or next I think next fall. That may not be the same boat. I think they're switching cruise lines. We have to check it out. We've got some of last year's cruise money that needs to roll over to the next cruise because of COVID.
Yeah. So mixed reviews with the boat. Some people like it. We've talked with some people today. They say they like it because there's a lot of different things to do. Some people don't like it. It's too big. You get too lost.
Right.
Too spread out. But I'm still, kind of holding back on my overall review. Last night was really nice because they had these big events down in the center promenade, which brought people together. And there's another one tonight. So if they keep doing that, that's what I love, and that's what's really necessary to bring everyone into the same spot.
Yeah, because having parties spread out all over the place spreads the crowd out.
Right.
And having that central party, like, everybody has to go to the same place.
And all the energy is there. Like, I have to feed off the energy because that's what keeps me going. So in about an hour, I'm going to go to a girls thing. It's girls only, meet and greet. And we'll meet and greet for about an hour. And then there's some playtime for about an hour after that. So I'm looking forward to that. One of my friends has a bag of toys. I joked with her it was about 20 pounds. And then she laughed. She said, "Oh, it's not 20." And I said, "Oh, what 10 then?" And her husband is convinced it was an entire suitcase. So we'll see. So cool. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I don't get to participate in that, but
nope. All the guys are going to have to stand outside.
We're going to go do guy things. We're going to go do the slides and the rock climbing wall and things like that.
Yes. Tonight, the party theme is anything that glitters. So we're looking forward to that, and we will let you know tomorrow how that goes.
Yeah, formal night. Everybody gets dressed up in their best.
Yep.
Super, super elegant.
And I'll let you know how the women play went.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right, so stay tuned for more from Swinger University.
And maybe we'll drag Saphic swingers into our room and we'll do a podcast.
A four-way.
Oh, yeah. That'd be fun.
Well, it would be a 3 with an extra, but there's that.
You could watch. All right, everyone. We're signing off.
Before you turn off our podcast to take care of all the vanilla things pulling you away, please reach out and give us a review. I know mashing a star is so much easier, but a review is so much better for sharing your love of what we're doing with others. We would appreciate it. If you want to share a personal story, ask us questions, or share your comments, you can contact us at swingeruniversity@gmail.com. Check us out at swingeruniversity.com, where you can find links to our Twitter and Instagram feeds. Thank you for listening to Swinger University, your horizontal enrichment podcast.